Hello, everybody. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. I see. I see movement. So I've got the chat left. I've got my TV with the stream right. Then I've got OBS in front of me with the video ready and the pictures ready to show the results. I've got my notebook ready to see how many I got wrong. So yeah, I've got everything set up. So how is everybody keeping? I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes for more people to join before I start the video. Let me check the sound. Prediction video. The sound of my microphone. Is this better, Beth? See, the microphone was still sitting over there. The sound of my microphone? No, this sounds fine. Hello, Hank. Welcome. Yeah, thank you, Beth. The sound is okay again. So I've got my two favorite subscribers in, Hank and Beth, the cornerstone of my channel. So glad to see you. Hello, Vegas. Welcome. Are you actually from Vegas? I wonder if my wife is coming in. Samantha, where are you? Oh, nice. Nice, Vegas. To be from Vegas. Cool. Vegas is born and bred in Vegas. Nice. Hey, there's the wife. There's the missus. Hello, darling. Cheers. So wait a couple of more minutes. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, my regular business is pretty quiet lately. You know, I have a flower business with my wife, and at the minute everybody's in Christmas decorations, so they're not buying any cut flowers. It's the same thing every year. We'll have another quiet week, and then another, say, half busy week, and then all of a sudden, for Christmas, we have to make up for all the 3 weeks that we were really quiet. So that's just the way it goes. So we've got 8 viewers now. That's nice. Do you think I should wait until we have 10 viewers to start? You know, I know you guys don't mind chatting amongst yourselves. You know, so I'll just sit here. And do my thing. Hey Richard. Welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, I've got 10 viewers. I think I'm gonna slowly start. Yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video you see at the bottom of the screen, and I'm gonna stop it every time I did a prediction, and then yeah, we're just gonna look how many I got correct. And then I'll write down a minus of how many places I was wrong with that prediction. And then at the end, I'll have a number of how many places I was off with each team and each driver. Okay? Okay, let's go. You know what I just noticed? This is the first video I made with my Pixel 7 phone. So I put it on cinematic. That's why you see the tulips blurry, and you see the background of my living room blurry. So that's just a little detail I want to share. Nice. Hey, how's it going everyone? Here's another Wimbo prediction video. I saw a lot of F1 content creators doing these blind predictions. So I sat down with my notepad and did my own predictions. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the team standings. I predict that at the end of the 2023 season, the standings will be as follows. 10, Williams. I believe things will change with James Vowles there. I honestly do. But this season is just too early. 2 key members have left, and that's going to be felt for a while. At number 9, So here's my first prediction, and I'm way off, because they ended up P7. As you can see in the constructors here. Wait a minute. So that's a minus 3. So I thought, you know, with Jost Capito leaving, the team was left in chaos. And for the life of me, I can't remember the other person that left Williams. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. So, Williams did a lot better than I expected. I thought they were going to score a handful of points and that it wasn't going to be enough to, you know, get from the bottom place. But, you know, development in the right direction was starting. But, yeah, they surprised me, you know, with 3 extra places up. Or 2, you know, instead of 10, they're 7. Okay, this one can go away now. Back to the prediction video, and I have Alfa Romeo. That team has other big plans, and I doubt they'll put extreme effort in this season. Add the Ferrari engine with the extra 30 horsepower in a not so great chassis,
and it's asking for trouble. In P.
Okay, so I still stand by what I said there, that Alfa Romeo, with it becoming Sauber and then eventually it becoming Audi, especially this season, they weren't very ambitious and they were hardly going to throw the maximum amount of money at it to make a half decent season. And then I also find that they have two drivers that are, not that crazy motivated either. You've got Bottas that is chilling, coming from Mercedes, and then there's Guan Yu Zhou, who's basically only in that seat because he brought $30 million over. So, yeah. But I actually, are they P9? Can't read it. Yeah. So I have that one correct. Okay. Let's continue. Prediction video.
P8 I have Haas.
Haas.
Same problem as Alfa Romeo with the engine. And two not so spectacular drivers, P8 is kind of a result. At number.
So yeah, I've got two places wrong there. I expected more of the Haas car. I expected more of Hulkenberg and K-Mag. The other day I did a podcast with Sharan from the Casual F1 Fan. And he asked me, who's the most disappointing driver from the season? And I said, Kevin Magnussen. And not because I don't like him, but because he done nothing special. I don't know if he even put the car in Q3 once or twice. He never got one outstanding result. And Hulkenberg had the better of him the whole season. So, yeah, that's why I wasn't so impressed with K-Mag. But we're doing the drivers later, so yeah. This one is a minus 1, 2. Okay. The volgende. The next one.
7 I have Alpha Tauri. An improvement from last year, because they were P9 then. A few small steps will have the shortest duo on the grid scoring points on a regular basis. In P6,
okay, so Alpha Tauri with Nick de Vries and Tsunoda, the shortest duo, will score regular points. Well, Tsunoda did. And then there was Ricciardo. And then there was Lawson. And then there was Ricciardo again. Let me see where they ended up. So Williams was 7. And Alpha Tauri was 8. So that's a minus 1. I'll have a little look at the chat here. Henk says Alfa Romeo has only invested in assets. So did they improve their buildings and stuff? Gentili says, you mean Latifi? Yeah, see, we've been saying Latifi so often that at some point you don't even know whether it's Latifi or Latifi anymore. Vegas says K-Mag didn't really show up at this season, and I agree. He was pretty mid, not gonna lie. And hello, PS Tisha. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Welcome. Can you let us know where you're from? And Yeah, we're doing the drivers later on in this live stream, one by one, and then I'll talk a little bit about Russell. So Henk, you're saying K-Mag had more point finishing races than Hulkenberg? I think Hulkenberg had one really good weekend where he scored in the sprint and the normal race. I think it was Austria. We've got so many races, I hardly remember. So anyway, I think I'm just going to leave this this graph up here. Because we keep checking it anyway. Okay? So in P6, I have Aston Martin. Now, let's find out why I said Aston Martin.
I have Aston Martin. I'm slowly starting to believe in Aston Martin. The huge investments will start to pay off. So I expect more points than last season. Although I think it can happen once or twice. Number 5,
Okay. Well, I wasn't far off with Aston Martin, but they finished P5. So, that's a -1. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to say. Now that I'm monetized, YouTube is going to put ads in between this live stream. I put it on Medium, so I mean, maybe once every 12 minutes you'll get a few commercials. If you can watch it the whole way through, I'll get a little bit more money, you know. But if you get annoyed by it, then click it away, you know. I won't blame you. So in 5, I have Alpine. Let's find out. Oh no, wait. We'll talk about Aston Martin a little bit more. See, I didn't think they were going to make a leap the way they did. I mean, for the first 6, 7, 8 races, they were the second best team. Alonso scored podium after podium after podium. So that was awesome. And everybody said that it was because of Dan Fallows, who went from Red Bull to Aston Martin. And he is a key player in the development race. But yeah, Aston Martin hit a plateau at some point. And then the second half of the season, they couldn't keep up anymore with McLaren and Ferrari and Mercedes. But still, an awesome season. And I'm very hopeful they'll do again. They'll do great again next season, you know. It's definitely the magic of Alonso, Vigit. Okay. I'm going to put the video on again.
Alpine. The all-French lineup.
I'm just going back a little bit.
Will start to pay off. So I expect more points than last season. Although I think it can happen once or twice. Number 5, Alpine. The all-French lineup will have a decent season and will have to allow McLaren to finish in front of them. The engine will be fine. It's just the car itself that will have the flaws. Then, coming in at...
So that's interesting what I predicted about Alpine. The engine will be fine, but it's the car that has the problems. And I think that is 100% correct. Do I have them in the right place? 6. No, that's a -1 because they ended up in P6 and I had them in P5. Okay, so they lost a lot of points with the crashes Ocon had. I think he had 8 DNFs or something. It's ridiculous. And yeah, overall the car wasn't very good. Beth has a good question here. Or was Fallows' understanding of the RB19 limited? Yeah, as soon as Red Bull knew Dan Fallows was leaving, he was put on gardening leave. So I don't think he knows all the little tricks that Adrian Newey and the rest of the team have put in that car. So, but yeah, Alpine is a messy, messy team, and I'm actually quite glad a lot of the bad guys are gone. But now it's waiting on them to get a new team principal, and half of the group still needs to be added on. Luckily, that Laurent Rossi at the top, he's gone, because I wasn't very happy with him. You know, not a nice man. Okay, let's continue. Uh-oh, did I turn it off?
Slowly starting to believe in Aston will start to pay off. So I expect it can happen once or twice. It can happen once or twice. The engine will be fine. It's just the car itself that will have the flaws. Then coming in at number 4, McLaren.
Yes!
If it wasn't for Ricciardo's poor form last season, they would have beaten Alpine. This season, Piastri will score the much needed points, and I think he can challenge Norris from time to time. Now it's getting exciting.
This one's correct. I had McLaren in P4, and Piastri did challenge Norris once or twice. Piastri even won a sprint race. I think it was Qatar when it was so hot. Yeah, it's just a great lineup. I love those two guys. You know, two young guys. One is 22, the other one is 23. I have sympathy for them. You know, they're nice guys. And they're quick too. I especially love how cool Piastri is. You know, he just had a crash and he's like, yeah, you stared into me. And, I've always loved Australians, but this guy is so laid back. So, yeah, I hope McLaren will make a big step forward too, you know. I'd love to see them battle with Max more. Then Norris, he's a nice guy, but he's a little bit more edgy. You know, he's a little bit nasty over the radio sometimes. But, yeah, I liked him. And then within the team, you know, with Zach Brown, who's the business guy. And then there's, oh God, I forgot his name. Andrea Stella. Andrea Stella is a good guy. I think a very important guy from Red Bull went to them. Big fat guy. Rob Marshall. Rob Marshall went to Red Bull. No, from Red Bull to McLaren. So that's a big one too. So, yeah, all looking good for McLaren. Okay, now we're going into the top 3. It's getting exciting.
Piastri will score the much needed points, and I think he can challenge Norris from time to time. Now it's getting exciting, the top
That's
3.
What you just said.
And at number 3, same as last year, Mercedes.
What?
The Silver Arrows had a poor year, and that will still be felt in 2023. Add that in the engine department, many staff has left to Red Bull Powertrains, and James Vowles has left too. I don't see how they'll turn the deficit around in 2023.
So I had Mercedes in P3, so that's a -1. It almost happened if it wasn't for Sainz driving over that drain cover, and then getting a penalty, and then not being able to get rid of the penalty because Mercedes protested it. That was really not nice. Oh, Henk Ormel is saying something interesting here. Rob Marshall mostly implements structure in new departments. So I actually don't even know what title he has, but you're saying whenever a new department needs to be set up, he's the one that organizes it. Okay, that's interesting. But anyway, I was still talking about Mercedes. I thought they were going to finish P3, and the only reason why they weren't lower than P2 is because the other teams weren't consistently as good as they were at certain points. If Aston Martin had kept up the way they were driving at the start of the season, they would have ended up P2. If McLaren had started the way they finished, they would have ended up P2. If Ferrari wasn't Ferrari, and they had good strategy, good reliability, and what else, the drivers aren't fighting with each other, then they could even challenge for a title, which I hope is going to happen next year. But I'll talk about Ferrari in a minute, because I see that's P2. So yeah, Mercedes. I don't have high hopes for them next year either. Especially with the development team listening to Lewis Hamilton now, because he knows what a car needs. He's never been a technical man. He just got a car and drive it. And now all of a sudden he's getting involved, and he's doing Zoom calls, and he's visiting the factory, telling the guys, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. So, yeah, Ferrari. I had high hopes for them for the 2023 season, and they let me down. So now we can hear what I thought they were going to do in 2023. All the improvements.
Number 2, Ferrari. I predict a much tighter championship this season between Ferrari and Red Bull. The cars will have a slight advantage over each other depending on which track they are. I do foresee points being dropped by Leclerc through an error here and there, and through Sainz not participating in strategies that will hamper him and the World Constructor Championship.
Okay, so that dynamic between Sainz and Leclerc we have seen, but overall they got along better than I predicted, I have to say. This is a -1 as well, because they ended up a P3. What else did I say about Ferrari? Yeah, I was hoping that, all the mistakes they made in 2022 with the strategy and with the reliability, that they fixed it. I thought, what do you call him? Frederic Vasseur. He was going to rule with an iron fist there, and he was going to sort out all this mess. But, we've seen Leclerc not make it to the start. We've seen a car that had understeer and oversteer in the same corner, and their drivers crashing. So, yeah. I honestly hope that they will challenge, because I love the fights between Max and Leclerc. Just love it. They have so much respect for each other. I never see them go nasty. I doubt if there's a proper title battle going on, that the atmosphere will get as toxic as it was between Mercedes and Red Bull. But you never know. So yeah, let's go to the last one.
Will be Red Bull, same as last.
Yes!
Red Bull still has the best overall package, and with a clear number 1, they'll come out on top. The decision will be later in the season, maybe as late as Brazil, but I can't wait to see how it all pans out.
So I said the championship was going to be done in Brazil. But where did it actually happen? It wasn't Japan, was it? It was during the sprint race. Yeah, it was the Qatar sprint race, where Max won his title. Can somebody in the chat help me? Where did Max Verstappen win the championship? I think it was Qatar in the sprint race. Thank you, Richard. Gentilis. It was Qatar. I had it right. So let me add this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So in the constructors, I scored a -10. Yeah, not bad. I mean, this is done before testing, you know? So let me see what's happening in the chat. Nice one, Samantha. Don't know what she did, but nice one, Samantha. He's like a polite version of a Karen. Knows everything better, demands his own in everything. Uh-oh. I just don't understand what you guys have against Lewis Hamilton. He's a nice guy. You know, he's a philanthropist. He likes fashion. You know, he's a vegan. He has a nice dog. You know, all good stuff. So, how do you think I did? -10. I'm happy enough. Okay. Let's continue. I think I have a little break here. Talking about subscribing. So. Look at that handwriting. It's like a 6-year-old's. Subscribing is free. Yeah.
At number 20, Sargent.
Yes! Okay, this one can go. And this one. Oh! Let me see how I can fix this. Yes. I'm just gonna. No. So I just noticed that I have Sargent wrong because he finished 21. Okay, that's a -1. I wonder if I explain why.
Wild rookie in the worst team. At number 19, Bottas.
19 is Kevin Magnussen, so Bottas is wrong. I wonder why I said Bottas was ass.
Will be plagued with bad reliability, and even his qualifying can't save his season. At number 18,
I wasn't all wrong. You know, he had a terrible season, a very unremarkable season, and he did qualify high a few times, but he scored very little points. He finished 15. Okay. So that's more than a -1. That's a -4. Okay.
Zhou Guanyu. Same problems as Bottas, just a little bit less unfortunate.
So as you can see, I rated Joe higher than Bottas. which was wrong as well, because he finished 18. Wait a minute. I've got that one correct. Surprised myself here. Oh, Vegas, I love the mullet. If I had more hair here, I'd grow more hair here. And, you know, I keep making these bets, hoping that I'll lose, and then I'll have to grow the mustache. The porn mustache. Okay.
At number 17, Albon. He drags everything he can out of the Williams package. I just wish he was at a better team. At number 6.
So yeah, I've got Albon in 17, and it is Ricciardo. But Ricciardo wasn't even on the grid. So what do I do? I think I'll just this is really hard. How many places do I need to put him down? Oh, wait a minute, because I've got Nick de Vries in there. So yeah, I'm just gonna write down a -3. Nobody will check it anyway. Okay, next one.
16 and number 15, I have Magnussen and Hulk. Both.
So Magnussen is P19, and I have him in. Wait a minute. P16. So that's a -3. And then Hulkenberg finished P16. So that's a -1. I wasn't far off with Hulkenberg. See where they finished? That's pretty much what I expected. Next one.
Magnussen and Hulk. Both do a good job finishing where the car can finish. A few incidents from K-Mag will put Hulk in P15 in the standings. In P14,
Stroll. Okay.
Stroll.
So where did he actually finish? Stroll finished P10. But yeah, nobody expected that car to be that good. But it's a -4 for me. It's a -4.
Number 13, Tsunoda. He will improve a little again. Still, some random wild mistakes will make him lose to De Vries in P12. P12.
Oh my god. Nick de Vries in P12. You know, it's not what I expected. That he would score no points and then got kicked out. But then this is what happens when you do this before testing. Nobody knew how bad the AlphaTauri would be the first half of the season. Excuse me. So Nick de Vries was replaced by Lawson and Ricciardo. So I'm just gonna write down a -3 because Ricciardo finished in P17. Yeah. Okay, and for 12 I had de Vries, and who was actually in P12? Esteban Ocon. It's getting a bit complicated now. Okay. Yeah, Nick de Vries is back in Formula E. Okay.
De Vries. Great rookie season, all things considered. At number 11 we find Fernando Alonso.
I have to change this thing again. Driver standings. Okay, I'm back. P11. Who finished P11? Pierre Gasly. And where did Alonso finish? P4. Oh my lord. That's 7 places. That's a -7. Thank you, Hank. A for effort. So yeah, like I said, the same as with Stroll. I didn't expect Aston Martin to be this good. I didn't expect Alonso to be scoring P3 and P2 finishes. He could even have won in Monaco if they gave him the right tires. So this is why it's fun to do this before testing. The predictions. I'll probably do the predictions in a live stream as well because I think this is fun. How many people are watching? 8. I don't mind. Okay, P10.
Still spectacular, still not what he wants. Just not the right package yet. At number 10 we find Esteban Ocon. And Gasly in P9.
Okay, let's check this. Gasly is P11. And Ocon was P12, so that's a -1. And a -2. Yeah. Let me see what I just said about the Alpine duo.
Very evenly matched, but I think Gasly will have a great second half of the season and will beat Ocon. At number 8.
Yeah. Gasly did have a great second half of the season. Was Zandvoort, that was the first race after the summer break, wasn't it? God, these seasons are so long, I don't remember anymore. I think it was the end of July. But yeah, Gasly finished on the podium there, and was consistently in the points after that. I actually like Pierre Gasly better than Ocon. I like Ocon when he's doing interviews and when he's laughing with people, but in the car, he's a little bit nuts, which is fun to see as well, obviously. Okay. P8.
We find Piastri. He will impress, but he will need some time to match Norris a whole season.
Okay. And Piastri was number 9. So that's a -1. I can live with that. Yeah, Piastri, it's his debut season, It takes time to catch up with a driver that has been there for... actually, Norris has done more than 100 races already. Or not. He's been in F1 a long time. I think he was also 18, 19 when he started. Okay, P7.
At number 7, Norris. Norris and number 7 love each other. At number...
See, I said that because the previous 2 seasons, I think he finished P7, and every race he finished P7. So that stuck with me. But actually, Norris was P6. So that's a -1. Thirsty. Yeah, we talked about McLaren already. I think after the Red Bull duo, they are my favorite duo. And then the Ferrari duo. And then the Aston Martin duo. Yeah. Okay, that's another video altogether.
Number 6. I'm going to get cooked for this. Lewis Hamilton. Same as 2022. Some unfortunate events. Some races beaten by Russell. Will this be his last season? Okay, so
at that time we didn't know if he was gonna sign on those 2 years. And I thought, if the car is bad, then he might not re-sign. But he did, so we're stuck with him for another 2 years. And we actually outperformed Russell. So my first disappointment of the season was K-Mac, and my second disappointment was Russell. But we're not there yet. Anyway, I have Hamilton in P6, but he finished P3, so that's a -3. And yeah, enough is said about Lewis Hamilton. He did a good season. Yeah. What else is there to say? The rest of the video.
We're heading in the top 5 now.
Top
At
five.
number 5, Carlos Sainz. Vasseur will favour Leclerc, and it will mess with Sainz's head a bit. Then,
Okay, so in the standings, Leclerc finished P5 and Sainz finished P7, so that's a -2. And also, I was afraid that, with the relationship Fred Vasseur and Charles Leclerc have from Sauber, where Leclerc made his debut, I thought, they were going to be favouring Leclerc, but over the whole season, the strategy from Ferrari was equally bad for both drivers. So that's fair enough, Next.
number 4, Checo Perez. He won't have the same start as last year. So, I think he will be up there, but just not often enough to have P3 again.
Okay, well, you see, I was referring to the year before, 2022, where at the start of the season he started really well because the car was oversteery. Did I say it correct? Yeah, I think it was oversteery, and Max didn't like that very much. And then Perez was putting in a few good results. And I thought, after a year with development of Red Bull, they will have that car exactly the way Max likes from the start. But as it turned out, Checo Perez had 4 or 5 really good races at the start of the season. They were even talking about, being a title contender because he won 2 races. And that's what I didn't expect. Like I said, if Perez didn't have that great start that he had, then, he might not have finished P2. But anyway, I had him in P4, and he finished P2, so that's a -2. Okay.
Then, at number 3, George Russell. George Russell will be settled in Mercedes, and it shows. more wins, and lots more podiums.
Yeah, I was way off there. Russell, Georgie, you've been paying too much attention to the weather. You even had rain inside your helmet, and it turned out to be sweat. What can I say? Qualifying, same as Lewis, but in the races, George Russell was unfortunate a few times. He had one of the only mechanical DNFs Mercedes had in a few years. What else? What was wrong with him? Just, struggling with the car. So, I don't think I'm going to put much on Russell for next season. I think this has hit him hard, and it's going to take a while for him to get over this. Okay, so who's next?
P2, same as...
Wait a minute. P4, P3. Where did Russell finish? P8, and I had him in 3, so that's a -5. Ay.
Last year, Leclerc. Great season, just not enough to beat Verstappen. Maybe in 2024.
Okay, so Leclerc finished P5 and I had him, so that's a -3. Yeah. I'm just following the chat here. Richard Gentilis says, no, Perez likes understeery, I think, and Max likes oversteery. So, see, there's a few funny things with me. I don't know the difference between AM and PM. I know by now that AM is first in the morning, and then PM is later in the day, yeah. I have trouble reading a normal clock, with the arms, small arm, big arm. I've learned over the years, but I struggled that a long time. And I can't remember what understeer and oversteer is. Yeah? I always get it muddled up. So, as far as I remember, is when you steer in and the bum of the car, the rear of the car, wants to overtake you, that is oversteer. Yeah? And understeer is when you steer in and the car goes the other way. Okay. Well, I need to do some research on this. So, Henk is talking about George Russell. George's strategies were ruined quite a few times in favor of Lewis. Yeah. And then Russell is always trying to do strategy for himself. That's another thing. And then for some reason in the most important races, he was in front of Lewis. Like, there was a lot of people saying that Lewis Hamilton could have won Singapore if Russell had let him through because he was keeping him up. So don't know if that's true. But then if you stay in front, then at least don't crash, And George Russell did that. So, okay, let's go to the number 1.
And the WDC for 2023 will be Max Verstappen. He will continue just like he did in 2022. Win the races he should win and get a good results in the races where he can't win. I hope you enjoy.
I had that one correct. So, out of the 22 drivers, 2 of them I couldn't have correct, obviously, because I didn't know they were going to be driving. I had 2 completely correct, which was K-Mag in 18 and Max Verstappen number 1. The biggest offset was number 11. Yeah, I had Alonso in P11, and he ended up P4. So that was a biggie. So let me add this up. You guys can chat amongst yourselves, okay? Okay, 3, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 27, 30, 33, 37, 38, 41, 44, 48, minus 49. Okay. Well, this is the first time I'm doing this, so, a year from now I'll be doing this for the 2024 season, and then we'll see how I done. How I did it then. So, let's talk for another 10 minutes in the chat. Everybody let me know what you're going to be doing in the off season. And are you going to miss F1? What are you going to do for Christmas? I'm going to do very little for Christmas. Samantha's mother is coming over, and I actually get along with my mother-in-law really well most of the time. Okay. I did it, Samantha. Thank you. Okay, is there a lot of racing going on in Vegas, Mr. Vegas? What kind of racing? Hank Ormel says, I just follow the F1 news and hobby a bit. Yeah, I'll just continue making videos. Probably not as fanatical as in the season. I'm a little bit disappointed how the last video went. It only got like 140 views. But that happens sometimes. I got a little bit spoiled with the Jos Verstappen video because that one reached 9K. Hey Henk, didn't you know that Samantha was from Northern Ireland? I think I spoke about that loads of times. Beth, why would you want to avoid Christmas? Christmas is the best time of the year. I used to hate it. I used to be a Grinch. But then Samantha was spreading all the cheer by singing a song for all the world to hear. Cringe. Okay, Vegas, what did you say? Open days at the local tracks. Bring out gearheads. I have 3 spec Miatas. I don't know what those are. Samantha says, your heart grew 2 sizes. Hello, Pat Quaker Nat. I don't know you yet. Where are you from? Oh, they're Mazdas. Thank you for saying that, Pat. But even if it's for 9-10 people, you know, I had fun this hour. It flew by. 3 minutes more and it'll be an hour, which is long enough. I'm reading the chat here. Still waiting on Pat Quakernat, seeing where he's from. And my wife is talking about the city she was born in, Lisburn, in Northern Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice little podcast. No, live stream. I'm glad I did it. -49 and -10. I'm getting all this YouTube advice from Pat Quakernat. I've done collaborations. I've done a collaboration with Peter Brook. He's got 25,000 subscribers. I've done a collaboration with FP1 Will. He's got 100,000 subscribers. I do regular collaborations with Wheel Sports, and he's got 16,000 subscribers. And I do collaborations with the Casual F1 Fan, who has about the same number of subscribers as me. Oh, Pat's from Holland too. Nice. Are you a YouTuber too, Pat? Well, I'm doing this a little bit over a year, and I got monetized last weekend, so I don't think I'm doing too bad. And live streaming, last week I done it for the first time in 6 months again. So yeah, obviously, okay, Pat. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna finish up. Thank you all for watching. I like to point out that I have membership available as well for the people that want to support me. I haven't posted any membership stuff yet. I will do at some point. Like I said, if you could do me a favor and watch commercials whenever you watch a video of mine, that'll help a little bit. So, and I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for joining in. And for the people that are watching this later, thank you also for watching, and I'll see you at the next live stream, which will be next week on Friday, if I'm still alive. Take care now. Doei doei.